Hello everyone, my name is Clutch, and welcome to Lucifer Mechanics Garage of Drag, Speed, and Styrene Customs Fabrication.
Destroying everything that affects, making me rich for my sins. Welcome to the Lucifers Mechanics Garage.
Okay, so we went in and we started making our ladder bars out of 40,000s. Now the reason to make it out of 40,000s is that's the closest thing that you're going to get to 1 inch. I mean, we could break it down into thousands, but I'm not really, going to get into all that. But 40,000 is about the closest you're going to get to 1 inch. What we've done here is basically, as I have went in and I have started bending and putting my pieces in there. Okay, now as you know, we put a piece of 40,000s in our bracket here, so everything just slides in place nice and tucked in there real good, so we have a good fit. Basically what we're going to do now is, let me turn around here where you can see it. Basically what we're going to do now is we're going to go in, as you can see, I've bent up everything, and we bent everything up, and then we've got everything in place. I got them right where we've got our holes drilled and everything. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of 40,000s, another piece of bar in here to get it set where I want it. And then you can see we got all this right here set in there and glued. And once we get that bar in there, inside there, we'll be able to pull it out, and then I'll duplicate it on a piece of drawing paper, so that way we'll have matching sides. And when we get done doing that, what we're going to do is the next step is to make our bar come across here to where we're going to make our brackets. That's going to go for the iron beam motion heim joints that's going to be coming out of here. And then our next step after this, after putting that and doing all that, then tracing it and then making the other half, the other side over here, then we'll go in there and put our zigzag pattern of bar stock in there, 1 inch bar stock. Let's get in here and get that glued in, and then I'll show you how we lay it out and cut and put everything together. Okay, like I said, this is easy because we got the leaf springs on there. But I'll do one down the road again, like I said, without the leaf springs, to give everybody a chance, that's looking to do it a different way. Okay. Alright everyone, as you can see, we finally got our bar done, ready to duplicate for another one. Usually what I would do is I'd transfer this over, and I'd lay one out, then I'd lay them both out and just take my time to do them right. Usually it takes me a couple days to do them, just because I just like piddling and taking my time. But since I'm wanting to get this build done so I can get on to another project, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it all freehand and just take it from there. Just as long as our points are all the same in here, we should be fine. As far as here and here and here goes, I should get it close enough to where you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference, even if it is off a little bit. But like I said, as long as we get our points all set and square and somewhat square in here, we should be fine. You know what I'm saying? Let's get in here and get to work, guys. And there we go. It was just a quickie, guys. It took me about 28 minutes to do that. To be honest with you, that'll probably be the last time that I will do it on the fly like that. I'll probably lay it out next time. Because I mean, there ain't no big gaps in it. As you can see, it came out pretty good, as you can see in here. So I mean, the one big gap that I can see that I got is right here. Okay, you can see I got a small gap, but that's fine because I can fill that in with primer or just some perfect plastic putty or something, and you know, you won't be able to tell the difference once you get, you know, all cleaned up and everything. It'll look like one good solid piece. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go in here and duplicate this, get everything the way we want it, and you know, bend this piece, top piece, bend this second piece. Then we're going to add the ends on here. And you know, when I get, I'm not going to show you how, you know, we transfer it. You know, you kind of figure that out, how, you know, how I can do it. But basically, we still got to put the rod ends here, and then we got to cut it here, and then, you know, drill a hole for our heim joint and everything. So just stay tuned for the next step, guys. Okay. Alright, everyone, as you can see, we finally got our ladder bars done. We got them all matched up and everything. To be honest with you, if I had to do it over with again, you know, like I said, I've made about 3 sets of these and some builds that I've got going right now for some gassers and altered wheelbase. Before I've laid everything out, because I took my time and everything and they all matched. These right here kind of give me somewhat of a fit. The first one didn't, but when I tried to match it up with the second one, it, you know, it did come out nice, except it was like, I don't know, about a 30-second off as far as like this bend coming up here. So what I had to do is I had to take my spring clamps and everything and clamp them together, and then take some low heat from a hairdryer. And it didn't take much heat, but they finally formed together, so they're all square and the right length and everything. So, but next time, you know, when I'll lay one out and show you. I just kind of did it just because I wanted to do this video. Didn't want to drag it on so long. But anyway, as you see here, we got our ends welded on. And what I did here was, let me put this in here a little bit so you can see. And what I did is I took a piece of 1/16 styrene round stock, right here as you see, and I went in and I pre-drilled my hole, and I used the 37 thousandths, 0.037 thousandths rod, brass tubing, and the idea of this is 18 thousandths, which is perfect for our R&B motion bolt, for it to be, you know, have a nice snug fit. And then what I did was, after I drilled it out 37 thousandths, I went in and took a piece of sandpaper and took my my hillbilly Dremel, or hillbilly lathe I call it, which is basically my drill, and I just turned this down to where, you know, it come down to like 50 thousandths. I just wanted to be just a little bit bigger than the 40 thousandths bar stock. And so after we got all that done, we cut our tubing, and we got it fit in there real nice and snug. So now we got a good fit in there that's going to fit in our brackets for our ladder bar brackets on our rear end. Then I went in, as you can see, we made 2 threaded bung sleeves that goes on the ends of the ladder bar, and then we drilled them out. We pre-drilled them. Then once we got them glued, we went ahead and drilled them into the bar, and we put our heim joints on there. Now the heim joints I used are from, let me pull this back out here so you can see them. The heim joints I used are the 1501, part number 1501 rod ends from R&B Motion. Really nice setup. You can buy them separate. You can buy the tubing with them for like you're doing a 4-link or something. So that's what we're going to be using on that. We got all that in there and everything, and now we're set. Now what I got to do is I got to assemble this, get all this assembled to the rear end, and then we're going to get it jigged up on our frame. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start making our bar for these for the heim joints, for the adjustment, and then we're going to make the bar in the back that's going to hold our for our coilovers. So, but that's going to be a part 2. This is going to be part 1 of the ladder bar. So stay tuned for part 2, guys. And like I always say, love your families, love your pets, love your friends. Build smart, build efficient. Until next time, brothers and sisters, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Lucifers, get it!
Sunday! Everybody gather around the strip for a once-in-a-lifetime drag. We have a very special race for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We have Lucifer driving his full nitro funny car Camaro, ready to shred tires in competition at hellish speed. Lucifer will be holding grudge matches all night, gambling for souls. Don't fret, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing will slow down his car, not even after crashes. Gashes are being